Hello, welcome to this week's episode of TyVid Tuesday. My name is Tyler Conroy, and I know you may be following me because you like it when I sing songs at the Taco Bell drive-thru, and I love that too. But this week I am turning 25, and I've been doing a lot of self-reflecting, and part of that self-reflecting has been looking back at my career and kind of where I am now. And I get a lot of questions about what I do for a living because I make $0 doing TyVid Tuesday. So today I want to talk to you about my career and give you some advice for your own. So this is how Taylor Swift got me a job. Let's start in 2010 when I was a Twilight-loving high schooler in Western Massachusetts. So in high school, I had this dream of mine that I would meet Taylor Swift before I graduated. And a lot of other people had that dream too, that they want to meet Taylor Swift. But what a lot of other people didn't do is they didn't make kind of a plan of action. The first thing you should do when you get a dream is you should make a plan. You should see that dream, you should see the end goal, and then you should look at the steps in reverse on what it's going to take to get there. So I was like, how am I gonna get Taylor Swift to notice me? Then I noticed that these two other guys had done this campaign called Get a Hug from Taylor Swift to try to meet Taylor Swift. And I was like, you know what? I should do something similar. So the idea hit me like the bus that hit Regina George. At the time, one of my favorite Taylor Swift songs was called Hey Steven, and I was like, hey, I know, let's write a song called Hey Taylor and just like tell Taylor that you exist and hoping that maybe she wants to meet you too. So my friend Dale helped me film a music video throughout my entire high school about me falling asleep in class and just daydreaming about Taylor Swift, which is exactly what I would do on a daily basis. Sorry, all my high school teachers. So I uploaded the video to YouTube, and overnight the video skyrocketed and got about 40,000 hits in one night. It got to the point where a local radio station had reached out to me and they were like, hey, we want you to come on air and talk about this, and we also want to help you meet Taylor Swift. My graduation was June 4th, and I had tickets to see Taylor Swift at the finale of her Fearless tour on June 5th. And I was like, this is perfect. I want to meet Taylor Swift before graduation. The plan is coming into full tuition. After graduation, my friend Katie gave me this blanket that you see behind me, and she was just like, stay fearless, you're going to meet Taylor Swift. And the next day, I did. I met Taylor Swift. I got to the venue, the radio station was like, hey, Taylor just saw your video, she wants to meet you now. They brought me backstage. The second she saw me, she was just like, you're that boy that made me the video. And I was like, no. Literally no words. The only thing I said to her was, your eyes are beautiful. Like, what, Tyler? You had like a million things you wanted to say. Anyway, we go for the picture, and all of a sudden she just like kisses me on the cheek, and I was like, what is this life? And I had met Taylor Swift. I had taken this dream of mine and made it into reality. The next day I was back at work, and at the time I was working as a host at a restaurant owned by the Yankee Candle Company. Word got around the company that this kid working for them had made this thing called a video and posted it on YouTube, and it had gone viral. And back in 2010, this was all still kind of very new. Social media was still young. So I got a call from the head of marketing for Yankee Candle, and they were like, hey, we want you to come and start making videos for the company. And I was like, whoa. So I did. I went and I filmed like this flash mob style music video, which is on the internet and so embarrassing, but it's there. And it was huge for them. It was the most successful video to date that the company had done. So they told me, go to college, have a good time, but just keep in touch with us. So that's what I did. I went to Iona College in New Rochelle, New York, where I studied public relations and sociology, and I was still doing little side projects for Yankee Candle. But I always kept a side hustle because you should always keep your side hustle game strong. Always. My side hustle was Taylor Swift. And I started a campaign because I wanted a tattoo that said Fearless in her handwriting, but I only wanted her handwriting. So again, took to YouTube, posted a video, wrote a song, it got noticed, I got to hang with Taylor, she wrote Fearless on an index card for me, and I have it tattooed on my left foot. And then my senior year of college, my friend Dale wrote an entire Taylor Swift musical, and I was like, I'm gonna put this thing on. And I did. I put it on with this amazing group of people. We made a video to try to invite Taylor to come to it. The video went viral, got picked up by Perez, it got picked up by Playbill, but Taylor didn't show up, which, you know, was a little upsetting. But about a month later, I got a call from her team, and they were like, hey, Tyler, Taylor wanted to know if you wanted to come hang out in New York City for the day. And I was just like, yeah, this sounds like a really cool opportunity. But inside I was like, all the while this was happening, every summer when I would come home, I would still intern with the Yankee Candle marketing team. So after college, I went home, still did some interning with Yankee Candle, and then I was supposed to be off to Disney in Orlando to start the Disney college program. So a week before I was supposed to end my time at Yankee Candle, I had emailed the president to ask for a letter of recommendation about my time there, which you should always do, and your LinkedIn profile will thank you. And in my letter of recommendation, he had written, Tyler has a job with the company anytime he wants. And I was just like, oh, that's really nice of him. But when I showed it to my dad was like, you should march right back into his office and suggest a job. And I was like, Dad, what job would I do? And he was like, well, what are you good at? And I was like, I know social media really well, and their social media isn't too great right now. So the next day, I walked into his office, I thanked him for the letter of recommendation, and I was just like, hey, you wrote that I have a job here anytime I want it, and your social media is kind of bad. Looking back now, I cannot believe I told the president of Yankee Candle that social media is bad. He was just like, well, what could you do to make our social media better? And on the spot, I kind of gave suggestions and ideas, and within 48 hours, I had an email from the CEO of Yankee Candle offering me a job to be the first in-house social media specialist. So I said yes, I said no to Disney, I took the job at Yankee Candle, and in 2014 I started running the social media for Yankee Candle. So to anybody who's in college right now, the best part about having a full-time job is that you go to work and you come home and there's no homework. So I just spent a lot of time having fun, having some good wine Wednesdays with my friends, but about 6 months into that, I was just like, you know, this is getting kind of old. I need to do something. Like, what does Tyler want to do? That's when I realized I needed to still keep my side hustle game strong. I had accomplished all this Taylor Swift stuff. Those were huge dreams of mine. I was like, good, my dreams are done. I was like, no, we have to have other dreams. We have to have other goals. One of my dreams was to do this thing called TyVid Tuesday, where I'd upload a new video every single week on the internet, and hopefully people wanted to watch it and keep up with my life. And I'm so glad I did, because the opportunities that TyVid Tuesday has given me have been unbelievable. I got to publish a book with Simon & Schuster all about Taylor Swift. Oh, also for Yankee Candle, I got to casually do this whole Luke Bryan candle campaign where I got to put his face on a candle, which was the best marketing campaign the company has done to date. And I've also increased their social media by 250%. That is on my LinkedIn profile. So, moral of the story is, no matter how big your dreams are, no matter what people say, at the end of the day, just do what you love. Find what you're good at, find what makes you the happiest, and do it better than anybody else. But all the time, keep that hustle strong. Stronger than these muscles. I'm working on it. Thank you for watching this week's episode of TyVid Tuesday. I make new videos every week. Coming up next week is me vlogging my trip to go see Sweeney Todd in New York City. So I will see you on social media if you want to creep me. And until then, stay fearless. Was that okay?